Back at it again. It is the end of the trading day. It's July 8th, 2026. And if we're looking at the markets today, as you can see, we had a beautiful gap down bounce on SPY. Found some buyers at the 740, but if you pay attention to it, volume was a little low on that day. So that doesn't guarantee anything about a turnaround push back to these highs. Like I've been saying, we're going to need some kind of major catalyst to get us either back to our highs or to break under this consolidation phase right here. Going and looking at QQQ, same situation, gap down, pull back toward these 700s. Had very, very nice buying action, bounced once again, finishing with lower volume. Like I said, we're going to need some kind of catalyst to either push us back over these highs or break under this consolidation that we're having. But my focus for today was AVGO. Why? We had nice sell-off action down to this 360s, and as you can see, we had a beautiful, beautiful wicks being bought off on there. This one broke through but closed above this, so that's a very good sign. This one attempted to sell off and recover to finish green on the day, which led to a nice gap up day today with more volume. We have plenty of room run up to this 400 there. Now, why aren't we paying attention to these other candles? Because the volume is not that strong on these candles, so these aren't highs that we need to pay attention to. Why are we paying to 400? Because 400 is more of a psychological level. 400, 100, 200, 250, 450, those kind of 10, 20, 50, those kind of levels of psychological levels for the average trader. So that's why we have to pay attention to those levels. A lot of people put stop losses there or buy orders around those levels. So when you break them, that's why you see big bursts when you break them, or when they fall under them, that's why you see big sell-offs on them, because there's orders just going through, going through, going through. So if we go ahead and look at the intraday, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. As you can see, we had this nice run here. If you look at the options, we started from as low as $1 and ran all the way to 10. However, seeing how beautiful this chart was, I still took a loss on AVGO today. Why? I'm about to tell you. So we had this really nice push, extreme volume popping out the gates, and I tried to buy here on this continued push for a rally for continued momentum. What happened is, as you can see, the candle finished red and it forced me out. Now jumping into this, when the market opened, even throughout the day, the spread was pretty wide. I was buying her in the $2 range, and the spread was about 20 to 30 cents. So I'm already starting off anywhere between 10 to 20% automatic to the 20% down before I can even see the stock move in my favor. So what I did is I bought on the bid so I can reduce the amount of reduce the potential loss I will have with the stock. Still got me out of there, still took a good loss on it. But let's look at the turnaround. So as we sold off on that bottom, some people might have held through this. I didn't. The reason why is because you don't know if this is going to turn around. It did today, great. Tomorrow, it could keep selling off and just wipe out whatever I invested initially. But what we need to pay attention to is this volume. Volume, volume, volume. Once you find your stock, you see that it's giving you the volatility and range you need, and it's moving with the overall market, you then need to pay attention to that volume. As you can see here, we had this wick candle back down, like we're about to sell off, and we recover with increased volume. Then we go to this next candle, wick down, recover, finish green above that with increased volume. This is when you want to get in. When this reverses green and you see the volume is about to, and if you see that volume about to be more than the previous volume and you get on this green, that is a very safe entry for this next move. And as you can see, that's a really nice move for the next 4 minutes, pushing past the highs up to here. And that's a 100% move right there. Let me go ahead and zoom in on the options chart. You're buying, okay, look. We're right here. We're buying on this candle at 943. 943. We're getting in somewhere around 130, 140. Beautiful push to highs of 332. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. You're probably selling around 3. You're still locking in 100%. Then we pull back, and we also have another nice rally right here midday. Now, I'm not making it through all that. Like, if we get that 100%, then we pull back. I'm only up to like 20%. And, it's really, really nice moves, especially this pullback right here from 650s all the way down to like 150. Like, who's going to sit through that? But anyways, if you have the audacity to sit through this, hey, you a risky motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you that much. But as long as you manage your risk well, you getting really good payouts. But that was it for AVGO. Like I said, I took a nice loss on it, but I did try to clean up some of it with NVDA. NVDA was really nice. Even though we gapped down, we did have a really good rally and a push through this 200 level. This 200 level is what I've been paying attention to for like the past week, because it's been topping out there and we had this really nice consolidation, tightening price action into the move. Really good volume, boom, nice break. So looking at the intraday. Now, I was paying attention to that 200 level, and I'm going to tell you what happened. I had an order ready. Let me pull up the options chart. I had an order ready for that 200 level break before it broke it the very first time. So before it broke it this first time, I had a 200 order ready, but I said, no, this is not the time to send that order through because of how we just made this move there. We haven't took no breaths. We haven't had no consolidation in a while. Let's see it tested, and more than likely it's going to pull back under it, and then we're going to take that second break. That's literally what I was thinking. So that's exactly what it did. But instead, on that pullback, I said, you know what? I'm just going to leave trading alone for the rest of the day. I already took a nice L this morning. Let's just shut it down. What does it do? Consolidates, find some more buyers, and what do I tell you? Volume. All that weakness right there in volume, but we're still holding up at our highs. Very, very, very good sign. When you get pullbacks and the volume is weak, or when you get some consolidations and the volume is weak, but the trend is still holding, that's a very good sign when you get a big break like this with volume. Boom, beautiful break. Now let's look at what time that was, because that's when you want to get your entry. That's at 12:49. Let's zoom in right here. Boom, 12.49. So you're getting in at 75 to 80 cents. Let's just say 80 cents. Immediately you get a nice push up to $1. So you're already seeing a great 20-30% on that move there. Now, if you can sit through this pullback where it pulls back like that, that is great for you. And it has this beautiful push up to 150. So now you're getting a chance of locking 100%. But it doesn't stop. It keeps going. Like, look at that move. All the way up to 530. So we're talking about getting an 80-cent entry and possibly holding it to 530. If not 530, possibly holding it to around 350. Really, really strong moves. Now, where I took advantage of it was a little later on in the day around here. I decided like, okay, it's been providing a lot of opportunities. This is a really nice consolidation at its highs. Kind of like what I was saying before. Really nice consolidation at its highs. Volumes done died down a little bit. And then next thing you know, that volume starts getting pumped up. Boom. We hold up here. Boom, volume starts getting pumped up. I bought a few times here. Got really nice moves. It helped me clean up a little bit of my loss. Got some here and cleaned up a little bit of my loss as well. And then I switched over to the QQQ. I forgot to tell you about the QQQ. I did try to catch QQQ on the fade because we was having this nice selling action here. Consolidation around its lows. Decreased volume. What do you wait for? The increase in volume. You buy on that breakdown and you get that beautiful fade. I got a really nice fade there, but it was nowhere near enough to cover my AVGO. But it found this bottom close to that support of 700. Buyer stepped in. It set a higher low, and then it rallied for the day. That is a crazy move. Like let me see what that move probably was. Like if you could have bought a QQQ, let's just say we bought like a 705, and let's see what that move would have been. So we got from 86 to a high of, oof, damn. All right, so I did touch some of QQQ towards the end of the day. The reason why is because same thing again. Like y'all just listen to me when I'm telling you this, and then just use this when you find this. When you find a stock that has the volatility and the range, you just simply hone in on that volume. Same thing. We have the consolidation, drop in volume, but the trend is still holding because we're near our highs. What happens? At a certain point, the volume is going to increase and we're going to get a break above this consolidation or below the consolidation. The odds are going to be in favor of wherever the trend is. The trend right now intraday is currently up, so we got the volume push up. Look at this crazy increase in volume towards the end of the day. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful push. I jumped in here and got a little bit of that as well to clean up some of my loss. But once again, like I said, this still was not enough to clean up my AVGO loss. That AVGO got the best of me. I can't even lie. I can't even believe it. But it happened. It happened. It's over. It's in the past. I'm just going to prepare for tomorrow. But that's a really nice move at the end of the day. Let me show you that as well. That QQQ provided great returns at the end of the day. I'm just looking at the 710. The 710 is what I was looking at. So if you just get your timing down, like look at this increase in volume. We're not going to get here because we're still within the midst of the consolidation. But once we get this push over that 710.50, boom, what you're in at 90 cents. We have a pullback down to what? 87, and you can sit through. First of all, that 90 cents already pushed and gave you like 30%. But then look at that beautiful push. You're already seeing over 100% during the last 10, 15 minutes of market action. So that was it for me for today. Apple is setting up very nicely for a nice breakout here. We can get a gap up, or we can get some kind of news or catalyst, or if it could just find some buyers with some volume breakout, that'll be really nice. NVDA center for a possible day two. SpaceX really still not doing nothing. However, I really do believe that SpaceX is going to give us a setup just like CoreWeave. I mentioned this before, but I do believe it's going to give us something like CoreWeave. CoreWeave had its IPO, had the initial pop, just like SpaceX, sold off, just like SpaceX, under the initial pricing, and then it turned around and rallied. I'm expecting the same thing from SpaceX, same exact thing. But that was really it for me today. There was nothing else really going on. So tomorrow, I mean, unless something gaps up and shows some favor, I'll be paying attention to Apple, NVIDIA for a day two, and we'll be seeing what QQQ and SPY does, depending on what Trump decides. You know, he might drop some strikes later on today and send this thing back down, or he might come out and say, "Hey, we got a peace deal." And boom, this stock starts to rally. So we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. But that is it from me. Just thinking, yeah, that's it. So everybody stay safe, stay blessed. Ooh, almost lost my voice just then.